Well, good afternoon, everybody. Happy post-flea market. Glad to see you all survived. How many of you went to visit Vince or Alex this week? I'm sure that Alex has got a lot of business after the flea market for sure. So welcome to April's rendition of our town hall meeting. And to get us kicked off, we'll call forth Reverend Elliott to lead us off in our opening prayer and then give the pastoral care update.
Thank you, Raleigh. So I see we're all a bunch of good Lutherans with the exception of these three, because you're all sitting in the back. We're going to have to remove these first two rows next time, Raleigh. We don't apparently need them. There you go. Move to the back row. Well, welcome to the our monthly residence meeting. Let us pray. Dearest Lord, Heavenly Father, we give you thanks and praise for the beauty of this day that you have given us now to share and enjoy in this place called the Lutheran Haven that you have established and continue to sustain. Be with us now in this meeting. Help us to hear all that is going on and to give you praise and thanksgiving for how you care for us. Help us to make things better, O Lord, because we know all of that gives you glory. Guide us in this meeting and keep us in your grace unto life everlasting. This we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. All righty. First slide is a really boring slide, right? But we're past the Easter season, so everything's back to normal, right? Oh, you can almost read it. Okay. All the sanctuary services are there. The Generation service at 9:30. The ALF Havens service at 9:30 as well. Fuel Founders Hall at 11 a.m. Monday night at 7 p.m. in the afternoon. Divine service is this Thursday, April the 25th at 1:30 in the afternoon. That is that service where you get to come in and sit down and you never stand. And we bring communion to you in your seat. And then there's goodies and food afterward. So if you'd like to come to that service, we'd appreciate it. But I'd like you to see where we're worshiping now at the ALF. Isn't that beautiful? That is beautiful. Deaconess McLean took that picture, and she shared it with me, so I thought I'd share it with you. That was, what was that? That was Palm Sunday, yes. That was Palm Sunday, and we had a good crowd. Actually, we had 75 in attendance for both Maundy, Thursday, and Good Friday. And we have room for more. This is also a service where you come in and sit down and you don't stand up and we bring communion to you in your seat. So if you're tired of waiting for the afternoon divine, you can come every week to the Haven ALF service. We'd love to have you. There's more room. All right. That leads us on to Bible study, which, of course, the ALF Monday morning Bible study at 10 a.m. is also available to you. I encourage you to come on out and attend that Bible study with Pastor Schaefer on Monday mornings. We also have the Lodge Bible Study, which is also with Pastor Schaefer at 11 a.m. If you'd like to go there and listen and interact with the residents there, I'm sure they would glad to have you. Community Night Bible Study continues. It's run by Deaconess McLean, and I think she's got a couple fill-ins with the Deaconess intern. She's even going to let me sub once. How about that? But that's not this month. That's next month. At any rate, Community Night Bible Study continues on. And here we have some other opportunities. We normally shut down for the summer for Community Night Bible Study. But that retreat that we had brought out the fact that some of us would like to continue that Bible study during the summer. Now, that's not going to stop any of you from taking, trips, vacations, whatever. But if there is somebody, retired pastor or otherwise, who would like to lead Bible study during the summer, please let me know. We'll try and fit you in and see if we can't do even more Bible study around here. There's 9 weeks available in the months of both June and July, so there's plenty of opportunity. You can even share it with somebody. They can do 5, you can do 4, or vice versa, whatever you'd like. We'll figure it out. So if you'd like to lead Bible study, let me know. And trust me, you never learn Scripture until, you don't learn it like you do learn it when you're teaching it. Let's put it that way. All right. So we have that opportunity. Also, explorations. We have an explorations class that is actually going to start here. This is a class for membership at St. Luke's. However, we'd like to open it up to the Haven residents as well. If you would like to have a refresher, a catechism refresher, we're doing it in a different way than probably what you experienced in your youth. In other words, there's no memory work. I'm sorry. There's no memory work. But it's only for 6 weeks. It's an hour long. And, of course, we scheduled it at 3:30. So people who are coming as prospects to the Haven, in other words, we're making good Lutherans, all right? So people who come as prospect, they get to hang around, hopefully with some Haven residents, get to talk to you, get to know you, maybe even go to community night dinner with you. And if they are really up for it, they can stay for Bible study just to see what this place is like. So I encourage you to attend if you'd like. You don't have to, obviously, but you are more than welcome to attend Explorations on Wednesday. That's for 6 weeks starting tomorrow. Yes, Yoli?
Your Wednesday morning class, who runs it?
Wednesday morning class, that is at St. Luke's, and it's divided between women and men. So the women's Bible study is being run by Pastor Arp, I think, still. And then the men's Bible study is being run by the vicar at the moment. But they're both at 10:45. They're in separate spaces, and that's probably just to keep you all out of trouble. You're supposed to laugh. Okay. All right. At any rate. Let me see, on to events. Yes, we still have Koinonia going on, Crafters in Christ. There's an opportunity here to serve cancer caregivers, actually, by making a basket of encouragement for them. We encourage you to come and do that and then share in fellowship with one another. I hear Mariah shows up every so often, so you might actually get to pet Mariah while you're there. The Chosen Season 1, we're doing something new and different at St. Luke's, and believe it or not, this Thursday is the last Thursday, but if you would like some pizza, come on over Thursday evening from 6 to 7:30, eat pizza for half an hour, and then we're going to take a look at the last two, I think, episodes in Season 1 of The Chosen. It's an interesting mix because it is one of those things that is... It's interesting how somebody takes creative license and tries to stay with Scripture, but of course a lot of the stories and the backstories especially are pure fiction, but it's neat. It's neat to see a little bit of flesh on the bones and see how somebody's mind thought that, hey, maybe it happened like this, but we don't know. Scripture is silent on a great many things, but it's a good time for fellowship as well, so we encourage you to come on out for that. The Aquatic Center dedication is this Friday at 10 a.m. Yes, believe it or not, I'm sure somebody's going to cover that in a little bit. But I want to let you know that I am involved. I don't know why, but they got me involved. So it should be fun. We will bless the pool. There we go. Something else that's not on this list that I would encourage you all to think about doing again. Prior to COVID, we had a great many volunteers that would come and visit in the nursing home, the ALF, etc. And some of you still do, but that has kind of fallen off. If you got some spare time during the month, I would encourage you to come on into the assisted living facility or the lodge and visit with some folks. I'm sure you have some friends there, and if so, come on and give them a visit, kind of ease the loneliness of their day. And, believe it or not, it's going to help you as well. So I encourage you to do that, and I will continue to encourage you to come and visit. It's great to be in fellowship with each other. In the other news, we have actually moved into our new offices at the assisted living facility. I think the ladies are farther ahead than I am in moving in. I'm awaiting some bookshelves, and from what I'm told, 23 more boxes of books. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this yet. So if anybody needs some theological books, I'm kidding. We'll figure it out, and I will finally get my office put in shape, and we'll move forward. But we are moving forward. I'm there permanently until St. Luke's changes its mind, I guess. I'm there permanently in the assisted living facility, and you guys can come and visit anytime. Doesn't mean I'm going to be there, but you can come and visit anytime. All right. Just remember, I'm off on Thursdays. All right. Of course, we have ALF worship in the new dining hall that is set up temporarily there until we get the permanent space for worship, which is the old space for worship, renovated. Once that's renovated, worship is going to move right back into that space. And I believe at that point, we're planning on rededicating that building as, all assisted living. So there'll be a small service for that as well, but that is to be determined, depending upon what year we get construction done. Oh, Raleigh's going to hit me later. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we have a question. Yes, Stephanie. Oh, that space will easily seat 100. Yes, so we can take more. All right. Yes.
Something I didn't know when I went to the Chosen Bible study, we needed to watch the sessions before we went because they don't show the videos while we're there.
You are correct. If you are coming to the Chosen Bible study, you need to watch the episodes before you come or you'll be lost. You won't know what we're talking about. All right. Thank you for that. Hey. The Chosen, you can probably find it on Amazon Prime. I know that Angel Studios has an app you can download and you can watch it on your iPad or your phone if you'd like. And probably a few other places. But if you go to Angel Studios, their website, they probably have it listed where you can get it. Fox Nation has it if you're a member of Fox Nation. Okay. Well, that's the most questions I fielded in over a year. So, woohoo! Either I'm doing something right or I'm not being clear. I don't know which it is. But that's okay. I love questions. Anybody else? No? Okay. Who's next? It's usually Lori. Oh, we haven't changed things up on you. It is still Lori. It's actually Lori this month. You don't have to look at what's his name.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so Monday morning, if you guys are up and about, why don't you come over and wish 30 of us on our way, a good trip. We're heading off to the Smoky Mountains. So if you're out and about, come on over. And I'm sorry, I skipped the pool dedication, but they talked about it anyway. 10 o'clock Friday morning, come on over here. We have some light refreshments and dedication to the pool. For the month of May, we have estate planning with Doug Taylor, and he'll talk about that more. I didn't know he was coming today, but hi, Doug. And he'll talk about that more. Corn Fest, Friday, May 10th, 11:30. We have two sessions, 11:30 and 1:30 seatings. Don't forget to get your tickets at the concierge desk. I'm sorry? Okay. Mother's Day tea and fashion show. I believe we have all of our models. We were looking for another gentleman. If anyone wants to volunteer, come and see me afterwards. But we will have a fashion show and some tea the day after Mother's Day, the 13th at 1:30. We have Flags for Veterans coming up on Saturday, May 18th. They are actually looking for volunteers to come over to St. Luke's Cemetery and place flags on our veterans' graves. And I believe they are going to meet at 9 a.m. So if you're interested in that, please go on over. Richard Otto from the VFW will be over there. And we're going to start cooking with Chef Eddie again. He will be here Tuesday, May 28th, 2 p.m. I'm not sure what he's cooking up. He has not given me a schedule yet. And any questions for me? Okay, David Vorpegel, you are up.
Thank you. I'm just going to give a little update on our corn feast. We still have a few tickets left. The 12 or 11:30 is all sold out. 11 o'clock, 11:30. And the 1 p.m. there are 15 tickets left. So you want to go to the concierge desk and pick those up and guarantee yourself a place in the corn feast. Wanted to mention the purpose, of course, is our benevolence fund. And all too often, I think when we think about benevolence, we think about limited assets. But don't forget, we've had some emergencies that now also qualify in that we had a couple years ago when we had a fire that we did not expect. Well, much of the support and help for those families also came out of our benevolence fund. And so the whole idea for the benevolence fund is to keep money ahead and to also plan ahead. And so that's what we're doing with this particular corn feast again this year. Now, I have also just gotten word that, we're having auction with that. And Mary Ann has added 2 more items to the auction, which some of you folks might very well be interested in. One of them is a trip to the Charleston Through the Ages culinary experience for 2, and that will include hotel 2 nights and then the activities that go with that. And the second one is a coastal seaside chic in Hilton Head. So that sounds pretty good as well. And both of those will be available. There'll be more information on that so you know what is all involved. But both of those are very nice trips that you might want to consider. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to having a great day on May the 10th. Thank you. Who's next? Jeannie Wacker. Da-da-da-da-da-da. We got to do that because I think it's supposed to be good.
You're supposed to do that? Good afternoon. Excuse me, you're probably not aware of it, but as a resident of the Haven, you are also automatically a member of the village shop. Is that a surprise to most of you? And that's why once a year, whenever we have a new board of directors for the village shop elected, we bring it to you for approval. So that's what I'm here for this afternoon. I will be continuing in the role as president. My term has a year to go yet. Kathy Brunton has agreed to serve as our vice president. Ann Chandler, who is helping another resident with a medical situation right now, will be continuing in the role of treasurer, and Ruth Wise, who I don't see here, excuse me, will be our new secretary. So any one of those people, if you have a question about the village shop, again, I don't know if you're aware of how many people are involved in terms of, you all know people work there, but we also have 2 people who rotate counting the proceeds on a daily basis so that it gets turned into the office. We have someone who takes care of all those little the greeting cards that you go in and buy. Somebody has to go in and put those up on the shelves and that kind of thing. So there's quite a number of people who are involved in things. But at this point, if I could just have, I guess I officially need a motion to accept the board of directors as I've presented them to you. Second? Thank you. All in favor? Anybody want to do it instead? Okay, approved then. And now is Vince. He's in the gym.
And next up is, there he is.
The TV's not working in there, so yeah. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, I usually wait for my name to get called on the TV in there, but it wasn't working, so I just saw everybody look and point. I was like, I'm in trouble now. But yeah, good deal. Well, we're gonna start off today and talk a little bit about some things as far as eating healthy and exercising, how that can increase your lifespan. So first thing, as you can see up on here on the slide, I did some research. It talks about, this graph basically shows you how each minute of exercise can increase your lifespan. So very important, just to kind of go through it real quick. If you exercise between 0 and 74 minutes per week, that could potentially increase your lifespan, as you can see, almost 2 years. 75 to about 150 minutes, That could even give you an extra 2.5 years of lifespan. 150 to almost 300 minutes. Now we're all the way up to 3.5 years. Then when we get to 300 to about 450, we're right over 4 years, and then over 450 minutes per week could increase your lifespan around 4.5 years. So just something to think about in the back of your heads when you guys are deciding if it's do I want to go to exercise class today or what? Just think it's got a lot of great benefits. I'm not saying there's a lot of other factors that come into play when it comes to obviously your lifespan, medical conditions, and things like that. So how does exercise increase your lifespan? It improves your cardiovascular health. So regular exercise, especially like aerobic activities like walking, jogging, cycling, swimming, it's going to strengthen your heart, which improves your circulation, which in return strengthens your heart. So it's going to keep your heart nice and healthy. Number 2, it's going to boost your immune function. So physical activity has been shown to boost the immune system by promoting the production of antibodies and immune cells, in return enhancing the body's ability to fight infection and illness. Number 3, it enhances mental health. This is one of the reasons I love to exercise myself personally, is just because your body releases endorphins when you exercise, which is it's the mood boosting chemical in your body. Your brain releases it. It makes you feel good when you exercise. So exercise, it's not only beneficial for the body, but it's also beneficial for the mind as well. Number 4, it increases your muscle strength and bone density. Regular exercise, like strength training exercises, like lifting weights or using resistance bands, can increase muscle mass, strength, and bone density. Strong muscles and bones contributes to better mobility, function, reducing the risk for falls, fractures, and any age-related muscle and bone issues that can impact your lifespan. And then the last one, manages weight and metabolism. It burns calories, builds lean muscle, it improves your metabolic rate, and that in return leads to a healthy body, reduced risk of obesity, such as type 2 diabetes, reduces hypertension, and then also some forms of cancer as well. So nothing but good happens from exercising, as you can see. So now we're going to talk real quick about how just incorporating a healthy eating lifestyle can benefit your life and improve your lifespan as well. It's it's difficult to provide an exact average number of years that you can gain by eating healthy, but health outcomes are influenced by numerous factors like diet, genetics, lifestyle, access to health care, and then also some environmental factors as well. There has been quite a bit of research studies that have shown how exercising and eating healthy can increase your life expectancy. Several studies have shown the relationship between dietary patterns and life expectancy. So, for example, a few of these diets and studies, there was a study published on circulation, and it found that following a healthy diet, like the Mediterranean diet, or also called the DASH diet, that stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension, it was associated with a lower risk of premature death from all causes. And then also there's another one, it's called the Blue Zone Project. And this studies population that have exceptionally longer longevity in their lives. They take diet. It's very important to them. They eat healthy. These populations, they often follow plant-based diets, and with an emphasis on whole foods, lean proteins, healthy fats, all that good stuff. And so there was also a research published in the New England Journal of Medicine, and they estimated that just by adopting a healthier diet, you could potentially add 9 to 14 years onto your life. So that is just something to think about. I didn't mention the top part up here. By having an unhealthy diet, basically it can contribute to, it's a fact that approximately 11 million deaths annually happen in the world just by having a unhealthy diet. So, just take that into consideration as well. So going on, how healthy eating can add to your lifespan. Ultimately, while a healthy diet is a critical component of overall health and longevity, it works synergistically with other healthy lifestyle habits such as physical activity, adequate sleep, stress management, and avoiding harmful substances like excess tobacco or alcohol consumption. So, all of these factors can contribute to a longer, healthier life when you combine them. Which brings me to my next point. Plant-based whole food eating group will be meeting in Fellowship Hall Monday, May the 6th. And I believe that's at 12:30. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, okay, 12:30. So if you guys are interested in learning how you can, start incorporating a healthier lifestyle, this is a great place to start. Come out here and, just learn, take baby steps. It doesn't got to be a big drastic jump. Just come out here and learn how you can start maybe having a healthier breakfast every day. It doesn't have to be, 3 meals a day. Or, maybe just a healthier dinner. Just start somewhere, and I promise you, you will start to feel better. All right. What's that? No, we're not going to talk about that. We're not talking about All right, so we I don't know how that got there. We got Aqua Fitness classes coming soon. We'll let you know a more exact date when we know one. As far as right now, I'll kind of give you, this is kind of just the plan of what we're shooting for right now. 2 days a week, we're going to start off with classes in the pool. We're looking at Tuesdays and Thursdays right now around the 1 o'clock time. And it's going to be, we went out there, we looked at the pool, 25 people is the max that we can do in one exercise class. So we're going to have a sign-up sheet just to get a bead on how many people want to participate and see what the demand is. That way we kind of know exactly how many classes that we need to create for this to accommodate everybody. And the class length for this is going to be around 50 minutes. So just so you know, so about 50 minutes. Give or take a little bit. What can you expect from the Aqua Fitness class? Similar to kind of how we structure our routine here. The Aqua Fitness class, you can expect a well-rounded workout that's going to combine cardiovascular exercises, strength training, and flexibility work. You're just going to be doing this from the pool. You're going to have a warm-up. There's always going to be a warm-up. That way we can prevent prevent any type of injuries. There's going to be cardiovascular exercises to help increase your endurance. We're going to have strength training exercises in the pool. There's tons of different ways that you can challenge your strength in the pool. We're going to have different types of equipment for you guys to use to help accomplish this goal. We'll have water dumbbells. These are not like the regular dumbbells that you see over there. These are actually buoyant. They float, so they create resistance in the water. So everybody will have some of those. We'll have pool noodles, and then also like kickboards. And then there's also a lot of exercises that you can do with just body weight as well. So it's not going to be the same routine every time. Just like in here, we're going to mix it up. There's going to be a variety of different exercises, and we're going to accomplish a different goal every time you guys come out there. Core work, just like we do in here, you're going to hit the core in the pool as well. Flexibility and stretching, and then you're going to have a cool down and like a relaxation, just to kind of cool down, and get the heart rate back down to normal again. Okay. And did something skip? Let me see. Dun, 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 dun. Attire. Yeah, so this is backwards. Here you go. So Aqua Fitness class attire. So what can you wear while you're there? These are, all of this is, obviously optional except for the swimsuit part. You're going to need to You're gonna need to wear that. No skinny dipping allowed here. So, but yeah, so you're gonna need a swimsuit that provides good coverage. All right, so either a one piece for the ladies, or some swim trunks for the men. A swim cap, that's optional, but if you don't want to get your hair tangled up or whatnot, if you're going to go out dancing that night, then you want your hair to look pretty, so wear the swim cap. Swim shorts or swim skirt, not a bad idea to wear. A lot of women, they'll wear a one-piece bathing suit with some swim shorts, over the bottom. It's just kind of like a dry fit material. It's pretty universal. You could wear it running. You could wear it in the pool. So not a bad option there. Rash guards. This is basically like a rash guard right here. For men or women could wear this. If you want to cover up your skin a little bit more and have some more protection from the sun, you can get this wet, and it does a great job of protecting you from the ultraviolet rays. Water shoes, those are optional, but not a bad idea. From some of these workouts, it sounds like you guys are going to be moving around a lot, so it might not be a bad idea to get some grip on the bottom of the pool. So water shoes. Hat, sunglasses, I'd highly recommend that. Cover up your face, protect your face from the sun, especially your eyes. Waterproof sunscreen, protect your skin. Bring a towel so you can dry off or have something to sit on by the edge of the pool if you guys take a break. Waterproof bags, don't need it, but not a bad idea to have if you want to keep your stuff protected. One thing in here, bring any medications if you guys do take medications that you will need. Just make sure you have everything on hand and ready to go. And then just, if you want to, you can bring comfortable clothing for before and after your workout, just something that you can change into. And last but not least, tricycle rentals are now available. So we have a trike. It's actually right over here. We got it for you guys. You can sign it in, sign it out, and sign it in. Ride it around campus. And if you don't have a trike, this is for you. If you don't have a trike, but you have a friend that has a trike and you want to join them on a bike ride or whatnot, you can come over here. I'll let you rent the trikes, sign it out. It's free. Unless you want to, no, I'm just kidding. Don't pay me nothing, but it is, yeah. So it's all 100% free. Sign it in, sign it out. We're going to start in maybe like an hour, just, bring it back. You're going to need to have there's going to be a key that's going to have the bike chained up, probably right outside the gym right here on a bike rack. So we'll unlock the bike and then make sure we'll have to lock the bike back when you guys are done using it. So yeah, bike rentals are here. So if you're seeking a fun way to exercise, explore the scenic path, or simply relax outdoors, our trike rental provides a comfortable and enjoyable experience for all fitness levels. And I believe that's it. Those battery operated? No, they are not. That would be way too easy. All right, up next we have Doug Taylor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? I don't want to talk too low. Well, you probably know why I'm here because I've been here before. If you haven't been here before, I'll tell you why I'm here. I'm here to let you know that we have an event happening 1 week from this Friday in this room. Can you see that up there? Okay, good. It is up there. Awesome. It is a free event for estate planning or planned giving, however you want to look at it, depending on what God is calling you to do. If you don't have an estate plan, you should have an estate plan because it's a good form of stewardship. Let me tell you a little story. I had a client call me a few weeks back. No, it's been a few months back now. And I believe she was 79 and he was 82. And they came into my office and we sat down and she said, we don't have an estate plan. We've never had an estate plan. That was kind of rare. Most people have something. So they came in, they sat down, and she did most of the talking because he clearly had Alzheimer's and he was moving along in that condition quite quickly. And she said, we really need to get something together because I'm just beside myself. I don't know what happens if he passes, if I pass, and that sort of thing. I said, yes, you do. We really need to get you guys a plan. And my services are free. When I help people at St. Luke's or from the Haven, my services are free. I get you guys ready to go see an attorney, and that will save you a ton of money. So what we did is we started looking at their situation, and it became obvious that she had a nest egg from the sale of a house. And she says, well, I'd like to give to the church too. I said, no, we're not going to talk about that. We need to get you guys protected. That's the number one thing. That's the number one reason I'm here, is to get you guys protected. So we started down the process. It became obvious that we needed to move things along a little bit, because her husband then started to walk out of the house in the middle of the night. Oh my goodness. So now I'm like, oh my goodness, we really need to get you in front of a lawyer right now. So I talked with a lawyer friend of mine who we refer a lot of our clients to. And the lawyer sat down with her, who's also an expert in elder law, and they got everything worked out so that her nest egg was protected. They put her husband in a facility, and he was happy. He was thrilled. He thought he'd gone out and made a whole bunch of new friends. It was great. She said he's very, very happy there. And the main thing is that he was protected. He got all of his, or vast majority of his, needs financially met through the VA and Medicaid, and she was able to protect her nest egg, which is that couple $100,000, and be able to live comfortably on that. And that's the kind of work that I get a super charge out of blessing, to get to watch people who come in like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do, to now they have a plan, they have a system in place. So I was able to walk them through the process. This event that's happening is 2 hours. We shortened it. If you've been to it before, we shortened it. It used to be 3. People are like falling asleep, and, but we have an estate planning attorney, that same attorney that I sent those folks to. And she'll be coming out. She'll answer all your questions. She loves to help people. And that's the main thing, the main reason we send all of our, the vast majority of our clients to her, is because she cares. She's not out to, oh, well, I'm every 6 minutes, you're $50, that kind of thing. She's very much a flat rate, low cost, wants to help people, and wants to make sure people are protected. We're going to talk a lot about estate planning and how you can give to your heirs, your children, and to ministry. If God has called you and put it on your heart to give to ministry in your estate, I can show you how to do that. And I can also show you how to do that and give that same amount of money to your kids. Yes, the same amount of money, giving it twice. There's a way you can do that legally, okay? Just the mafia's not involved or anything like that. But it's a really smooth way to be able to do that, because if you give certain assets to your children, they're going to pay, especially in a lump sum. If you give it a lump sum, they're going to pay a lot of money in taxes that year. There's a way we can help you do that, give your money to your children over time, and still save them a ton on taxes. So this is a great event that helps you in a lot of different ways regarding your just the planning of your estate. It's a very simple 4-step process. It's a process that we use from the LCMS Foundation, and they are partners in this. I'm going to walk you through it and give an opportunity to answer any questions you have on the topic. And I have a sign-up sheet that I'm going to start passing around, and then Mary Ann will probably grab it when we're done. We'll give it over here to my friend Gerald and give that to you, my friend. And there are some names on there, but you can ignore them. There are people that are signed up already. But if you'd like to come, put down your phone number, your name, and your email, and then I'll loop back with you. Again, it's 1 week from this Friday in this room at 10 o'clock. And are there any questions? I love to answer questions. Any questions? Sir, right there.
This event in May, so you have some questions about your possessions. Is it public? I mean, or do you?
No, it's very much a private thing. Now, when you meet with me, it's always private. I'm very, very big on confidentiality, but certainly we don't expect you to share anything in the meeting that you would feel strange sharing in a large group of anything. Generally speaking, most people ask hypothetical questions until they go and they meet as a sidebar with the attorney, and then it becomes personal. But it's all up to the person who's asking the question. Absolutely. We try to keep it very confidential. Mr. Hank.
We had our plan done when you first started.
Yes, I remember that.
And would it be a wise idea to redo that?
It is a good idea. If you already have a plan, here's the other thing. It's always good to have somebody take another look at it, because I'll look at your plans, your existing plans, for free. I won't charge you anything to do that. You can come to this event even if you have a will or other documentations. documents, and be happy to look at it there or set up an appointment to do that. It's always good to look at your estate plan once a year. A lot of times it's this habit of, oh, I've done it. Oh, phew. I think about it. That was 20 years ago. Wow, a lot has happened in 20 years. So it's always a good idea around tax time to just pull it out and say, gee, has anything changed? Did I add a grandchild? Did I buy property? Did I sell something, some assets? And it may change. So it's always a good idea. Then you just update it. And then it doesn't become this big, laborious task to try to remember back 10 years. Oh my gosh, when did I sell that house in Colorado or whatever it is? So yes, but it's a very good idea. If you have existing documents, please, you can see me personally, or you can bring them to the event if you like as well. So other questions? No? Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope to see many of you here. And if you want to catch me afterward, I'm happy to do that too. There you go, Mr. Raleigh.
Thank you, Doug. Much appreciated. All right. I'll give you a couple of project updates here, what's going on with our things. Our ALF renovation phase 2A, which is the front lobby area, office spaces, library and whatnot, is almost done. They're actually doing final punch out on this week. We might have some transitioning happening next week into the office spaces and whatnot, which means if that is actually the case and all goes well, the main entry to the ALF will move back to its original spot finally. So be on the lookout for that. So that's coming along. They're anticipating probably in a couple weeks, hopefully, depending on if they get the permits, to start phase 2B, which is what Pastor Elliott alluded to earlier. That's the multi-purpose space where they'll do worship. They'll not just have worship in there, but they'll have exercise classes, all kinds of good activities, movies that'll be shown in there and whatnot. That's also our pub area and our new game room over there. So that's coming right along. Again, they're waiting on permit. Go figure. All right. And then aside from that, we're still trying to set up kind of tours for the newly renovated spaces and whatnot. I know some of you are peeking in when you go in there for worship on Sunday mornings. We're going to see Alex in therapy, but there will be something official coming out when we can do kind of an open house in that area. Pastor Elliott was alluding to earlier, hopefully what year we finish renovation over there. We are shooting for an August 2024. Hopefully just in time for our August board retreat so that we can actually do the dedication at that point. But we'll see how everything progresses and whatnot. Aquatic Center, it's going for all of its final inspections this week. So that means not just the county, but we have to clear the Department of Health as well. And there's a lot that goes into that. So these next 3 days are going to be really, really busy around the pool. We have engaged and signed a contract with a pool maintenance company. They have already begun. They started actually last Friday through the weekend. So the first 30 days are the most critical things and maintenance for the pool because they have to sweep and sweep and sweep almost every single day to get all the debris out of the system and whatnot. They have to test and balance the water and get the salinity correct because it is a saltwater pool. To reiterate, it is also a heated pool. So we've already had our gas connected to it this last week as well. So all those things have to pass inspection. Now, I want to clarify something. Friday is a dedication. You heard Pastor Elliott mention it. You heard Lori mention it. I'm mentioning it again. It's a dedication. We'll have balloons that say grand opening on it, but that doesn't mean you can jump in the pool that day. All right? Because they have to test and balance and get everything right before you can jump in. So, like I said, for the first 30 days, there's somebody out there every day working on the pool. They have told me, though, probably after the first 2 weeks, we can start to use it. So we're anticipating the first full week of May that we might be able to start setting up those events. We'll get those exercise classes set up and whatnot. So be on the lookout for that information. Again, everything's contingent upon passing the finals this week and getting the pool clarity where it needs to be and tested and balanced, okay? Yes, Ruth. Question is, are we going to get lounge chairs and things like that? Yes, but they won't be lounge chairs. They're actually, we looked into some more senior-friendly seating. There will be umbrellas and stands and tables and whatnot, but rather than trying to get down on one of those, old-fashioned lounge chairs and you can't get back up again, we looked at chairs that are actually, they're a little bit easier to sit in, but they have kind of an ottoman that when you put it out, it looks like a lounge chair, and if you're not using it, it slides underneath the chair. So those are the kinds of things that we try to take into account. And yes, that's all coming. Vince has a ton of pool stuff that he's had on order, that we had a gracious donor that donated to a lot of those things for us for our classes and things like that out there. And then the only thing that we're wrapping up right now is that we had to get some furniture, additional furniture for the cabana itself. And then there's also because I've had this question come up, and so this is just for clarity for everybody who's listening and watching, is they see the long ramp out there and they're going, I can't get down there in my wheelchair. Well, we actually ordered a specific wheelchair that's meant for saline pools. And it's one that's meant where, the arms fold off to the side. So if we can transfer somebody in there for classes or something who's wheelchair bound or needs that help to get down in there, and there will be somebody that will help them into that chair and get them down the ramp and into the water and whatnot. So it's meant specifically for this environment. Yes.
Will the pool be open outside of classes if you go in privately?
Yeah, there will be times that we'll have, for lack of a better term, we'll call it adult swim, right? Free time, okay? So it's not, everything's not programmed, but there will be programming. I imagine there will be kind of an aquatic center calendar that'll show you the free swim times and when you can go in and whatnot. Obviously, classes aren't happening all hours of the day. There will just be specific days of the month and specific times that will happen. There'll be other times that you'll see on there, all right, you got all this free time, and you can pick and choose when you can go in there. Now, obviously, we're setting time frames and time limits, so I don't want to see anybody either climbing the fence at midnight or anything like that. We do have cameras around the pool. I'll catch you if you're in there skinny dipping at 1:30 in the morning. I was just looking in that general direction. Don't take that personal, anybody. Yes.
Okay, will there be a set of rules published for the...
Yes, and that sign's just got hung. One of the signs just got hung this morning on the side of the cabana. So there will be rules. There'll be things like you can't have things like glass, glassware on the, drink bottles, things like that, as far as glass containers and whatnot go. That's a Department of Health rule, because if it breaks and you got a mess on your hands, and we don't want that, So there will be posted rules out there. Yes.
Is it like unlocked all day and you just lock it at night and in the morning?
No, actually, right now, just so we can get through the inspections, there are mechanical key locks on there, okay? As soon as we get through finals, we're actually going to be pulling another permit to do swipe access, so that your resident fobs will work on the key gate to let you in and out of the pool, okay? Now, with that being said, I'm not sure how we're going to work it at night, so you can't fob to go in there, but hopefully you're on your best behavior and don't go in there when you're not supposed to be in there. So, but yes, you will have a type of access to get into the pool. No, there's no lifeguard on duty. I just want to clarify that. Somebody asked if we were having a lifeguard out there. It's kind of, swim at your own risk if you're going to go into the pool and whatnot. There are stated rules, but again, when the classes are going on, you have instructors and things that are out there for your safety as well. Yes.
I was a synchronized swimmer. How can I help?
You were a synchronized swimmer. How can you help? Can you still synchronize swim?
For a while. I don't have
All right. Well, maybe we can put you in contact with somebody that can get some ideas out there for you. Yes.
How many dressing rooms?
There are 2 dressing rooms. Yep, there are 2 dressing rooms. You'll also see in the inset there's no door on it. It's just an outdoor shower. So you go in, you get changed, you shower before you go into the pool. All right. And somebody goes, why did we go salt water rather than chlorine? Salt's a lot better for your skin than the chlorine is. You can actually open your eyes. It's not like swimming in the ocean. It's not that kind of salinity, okay? There's a pH balance and everything that goes along with that. But it's a lot easier on your skin. You don't get the burn with it. It's not going to irritate your eyes and things like that. So that's why we chose the saltwater system. Yes?
Somebody told me it was heated?
Yes, I just mentioned that a little while ago. It is a heated pool. Correct. All right? Anything else on the pool right now? Yes, Pastor.
As far as the dedication, where will the people be for the dedication?
Okay, so the dedication is going to be on the pool deck itself. It's not a long dedication. You're talking maybe 15 minutes, okay? It is standing room only. We're not setting chairs because I can't put a whole bunch of chairs around that pool deck. Otherwise, you'll be sitting in the pool. So it's standing room only. We will have food out there. Culinary is providing some light refreshments and some beverages in the morning. Pastor Elliott and I have been working on the agenda for it and whatnot, and the kind of the service and what that's going to look like for the dedication service. So we'll probably have a couple of the board members speak, and then maybe somebody from the frat committee give a little presentation, a little speech as well. But beyond that, that's what it's going to be. Okay? 10 a.m. 10 a.m. on the pool deck. We'll have all 3 gates open, so depending on how you want to herd yourself in there, pick one and go for it. All right? Lastly, mailbox structures. Everybody's like, yeah, the mailboxes are up after 3 years. Absolutely. I mentioned that last month. So I imagine in the next 2 weeks, we'll finally have the farm boxes finalized and placed in there as well. And then I'm just waiting on a quote from a vendor right now because the railings around those mailbox structures are so expensive that I went out for multiple bids just to get that done. And once we select one, then we'll be able to put the railings in and be finally done with those 2. Learned a lot of lessons from it, know what mistakes not to make going forward, and, Yeah, true, but, okay. Anything else on any of those projects? Just a couple of housekeeping items before I hand it over to our illustrious CEO. I'm sorry for any of you all who were upset that there was no coffee klatch on Monday. I know that you had exercise, but I had asked Lori not to do a coffee klatch because it's Monday after flea market. I have less guys than I've had in the past trying to set up and tear everything down, and what takes us a week to set up, I'm expected to get done in a day. So I wasn't sure that we were going to have the hall cleared out in time for coffee klatch or anything. So I specifically asked her not to do a coffee klatch on Monday. I didn't get to Vince in time to try to cancel the exercise class. So fortunately we had it cleared out, but we still haven't gotten the floors cleaned or the kitchen deep cleaned. All right. So if you want to blame somebody for no coffee klatch, you can blame me. I apologize to you for that, but yes, Marilyn. I'm going to give that honor to Jerry here in a second, okay? All right, so again, I apologize for that, but we were doing the best we can, and with that being said, our operations department has been very thin in the ranks recently with some illnesses and whatnot. In fact, I haven't had my director of operations for over a week now. So just be mindful they're doing the best they can to get to everybody. Just continue to be patient. I appreciate that. So, all right, with that being, did you have a question? Correct. I imagine your family guests, we can allow that, but we're not opening this up to but we're not opening this up to the public. Family guests. And I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but, ironically enough, the county made us put in baby changing tables in those dressing rooms. Yeah. Don't sit on them, please. Okay. I'll leave it at that. I could go in so many directions with that, but the infinite wisdom, So, all right, without further ado, then I'll call forth our illustrious CEO, Jerry Griffin.
Thank you, Raleigh. All right, thanks everybody for being here this afternoon and for being at home watching on TV and all that good stuff. We got just tons of stuff going on. Before I get to some of that, though, I always like to, I actually do listen to the presenters. So, I had a couple things I wanted to add. One to Pastor Elliott. He probably doesn't know this. He had mentioned in his presentation that he wasn't sure why he was part of the dedication ceremony and everything. Well, I can answer that for you, and that's because you weren't there when we were asking for volunteers. So, there you go. So that answered that. So I try, like I said, and then for Vince did, as always, does an incredible job. But there were two things that I wanted to add to his list of what will add to extend your life. One of them, from a man's perspective, is if you always agree with your wife, your life will be extended. Your life will be extended. And then one that Raleigh inspired me to was, we can't forget that accepting Christ as your Lord and Savior will extend your life to eternity. So those were two good things from Vince's, and from Raleigh talking about the pool. A couple quick things. Heated does not mean hot, right? Heated is relative. If the if it goes from 60 to 72, that's heated. 72 is pretty chilly if you jump in that water sometimes. That's like a spring fed. So it might still be cool, but it will be heated. And part of the reason we've timed the pool, being able to swim in the pool for a couple weeks after the dedication, or a week or so after the dedication, is we did become aware of a conspiracy to push Raleigh and I in the pool during the dedication ceremony. So we made some changes to the schedule of chemicals being put in the pool. So that just brings you some quick updates from the earlier presentations. So going back to what we've had going on, we had in March we had a wonderful pancake breakfast with the Rotary of Oviedo Club. 50 plus of you guys came out and supported the Rotary Club, but we also had almost 200, if not more than 200 additional people coming in from the greater Oviedo area to come on our campus and learn more about us and have a chance to have fellowship with them. So that was really awesome. And of course, we had the flea market, right? Everybody wants to go to the flea market, and what a wonderful day that was. Just weather-wise and otherwise, it was just I think everything went smoothly. Jeannie and I had a blast counting all the money that came in, and I'm not sure what the total is, but somebody told me that it was somewhere around $22,404.56 and a Canadian quarter. So that is pretty darn awesome. So thank you for just pretty much every resident on campus and every staff member in some way contributed to it, either by donating items to the flea market or showing up throughout the year to organize the flea house, to pack things up, to do all these things, to do all the planning. And then on the day of the flea market, for those of you who actually work on the day of the flea market, what an incredible coming together of people and fellowship. And that's staff and residents. And I went back and looked, so including this year's flea market, over the last 10 flea markets that we've had. So this goes back because remember, we had about almost 2 years where we didn't have the flea market because of COVID. So going back to, I believe, 2017, your good hearts, the staff's good hearts, the people of Oviedo and all the people that come to the flea market's good hearts, and some of the people who contributed to this are no longer with us, so we have to remember that their blessing is still blessing us. We have that flea market has raised over $225,000 that goes into our benevolent fund to help us, as David pointed out, not just for monthly assistance, but for other assistance that comes. It's really pretty darn amazing. So we had the flea market. Is Deaconess Emily, you still here? So we had Jacob's Dreamcoat Technicolor thing here. Yeah, how many? 170, was that the number? 177 people joined in fellowship to see that. Awesome. That was fantastic. Thank you, Emily, for that, and for that it was just amazing. So all these awesome things going on. Coming up, we've got obviously we got the pool dedication. We've got our board of trustees will be meeting here on Thursday and Friday. Our focus is going to be on planning for the upcoming fiscal year 2025. So we've got to start doing our budgeting and planning and all those things. So we're going to be looking at that. And then, of course, we'll be sending many of our troublemaking residents off to the Smoky Mountains, I think Monday. So we wish you guys a very good and fun and safe trip. And in closing, I would just like to, once again, as I try to always do, thank you guys for making this such a wonderful place to be. And have a wonderful afternoon. I guess we got questions. Raleigh's pointing at me again. Oh, we have questions. Any questions? Right here. Okay. Okay, and I do want to address that. That is 100% right. That was a test to see if you guys were listening. Marilyn was the only one who was listening. I was completely 100% wrong. That does go to the auxiliary fund to do that. So thank you very much, Marilyn. Yeah, I messed that one right up. So, David, I tried to get it to the benevolent fund, you know. I tried. So no, thank you for pointing that out, because that's a big difference. That's a huge difference. So I apologize for that. Any other questions? Yes.
Just a kind of statement, because exercise is so important that we heard from Vince, and everybody loves our exercise time. I would just like to request that they don't take that exercise time away from us because of things that are going to be here in the hall or whatever, that they schedule things after our exercise time.
Well, I think, so the comment and question, I guess really request, is that because the exercise classes and exercise has been so emphasized and has really grown, the number of people, so I'm trying to remember, I think last year, so in the first 6 or 7 months of last year, and this is kind of before Vince came in and did everything, we were averaging, so we were kind of coming out of COVID too, so people may have been a little bit nervous about coming out, but we were averaging somewhere around 70 some odd participants in exercise classes a month. And so now we're up over 200. So it has really just like exploded. And so, and that does put a little bit of pressure on there, but for some of the events, I don't think that there's too many events. So we had flea market, obviously, and there's no way we can schedule flea market to start other exercise. That's just the way it is. That can't. But for the most part, we try not to have events. We try to schedule around the exercise classes and everything, but occasionally it's unavoidable. And I don't know if we looked at how many times that happens where there's an event that takes place that disrupts an exercise class, then I don't know what percentage of the time. So if we have 100 exercise classes and we interrupt 5 of them, that means 95% of the time you're getting your exercise and you're getting your exercise classes. And I know it's would be inconvenient for that 5% that you're not, but that's really not too awful bad. And most of the time when those events are when the exercise classes are disrupted or canceled, it has to do, usually those events are hosting more residents than the exercise classes. So we might get, let's say Corn Fest. We'll have how many people at Cornfest? 200, David? What's the, around 200 versus, okay, we're going to have to cancel exercise class for 70, but we're going to have 200 coming in. So we try not to do it, and we'll try and do a better job at it. And I know a couple times we've had to cancel and we forgot to give notice, or the notice didn't get out. That's super inconvenient as well, because you get all ready and you come and there's nobody home, or somebody else is there. So we'll try and do a better job with that. But we do try and minimize it. We don't purposefully do that. Yes, sir.
I have to put in a plug for Vince because I know that probably the increase has something to do with his being here. Yeah. But he's one of the only persons that I've met who helps us enjoy physical torture.
Well, I will say, the comment was they wanted to give a shout out for Vince because he enjoys torturing our residents so much. Or no, they enjoy being tortured by him. I'm sorry, that was the case, and a lot of the increase in the exercise program being attributed to him, and you're 100% right. Vince is, and when Tyler left us to go on and pursue what he wanted to do in his life, we really talked about who we wanted to lead the program. And one of the things that Vince brings is Vince is a PTA. He's a licensed PTA. So that was a higher skill level set. And the second thing we looked for is the heart of the person, right? And you won't find I hope he's not listening. The TV's not working, so he's not listening. So you won't find a person with a better heart than Vince, and one who cares more about you guys and wanting you guys to, and gets more enjoyment out of seeing you guys make progress. So you're 100% right. A lot of it does have to do with that, and it has to do with the types of some of the subtle changes he made in the programming that makes it more accessible. And we only look for that to continue to grow. And what I tell the board is I can see the results of that, not just in the class attendance, but just in looking around and seeing how much more active you guys are. How many more things you're participating in, how many more are out riding their bicycles or walking or doing all these other, going on these trips. So that's how it kind of comes out and and we can see it without him telling us how many people go to the class. But I appreciate you bringing that up. Any other questions or comments? Nope. Okay. Well, I think everybody should please have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Thank you.